What's up everybody? Today I'm going to be tying a simple two-tone crappie jig in two of the most effective colors I've ever fished together. This is a 1/16 ounce jig head. I painted this jig head with ProTech silver, then I sprinkled some pink just on the bottom. If you want to see how I painted this jig head, let me know in the comments and I'll make it happen. For our thread, we're going to be using a gray UTC Ultra Thread 70 denier. We're just going to start that thread behind the head and take it down to the point of the hook. For the tail, I'm going to be using one pink and one gray marabou feather. Just going to stack those so that the pink matches up with the pink on the jig head and the gray with the silver. We're going to measure these out so that the length is about the length of the hook. I'm going to pinch those feathers in place and give it a few tight wraps of thread. Once it's tied down tight, you can let go of the feathers and tie the butt ends the rest of the way up to the head. Keep your thread really tight so the feathers don't turn. And once you get that up to the head, you can clip the butt ends off. Then we're going to go over the fluffies left behind with our thread. Just give it as many wraps as you need to keep that tame. And if you need to straighten the tail at all, go ahead and do that now, and then bring the thread back up to the head. Okay, so we're going to be using two chenilles for this body. For the belly of the jig, we're going to be using a pink chenille. This is a pink crystal chenille. I'm going to double that up, so there will be two tag ends that I'm going to be tying in, and we're going to tie just the tips right here above the tail to not add any excess bulk to the body. Make sure that's lined up with the top and tie it down really tight. And if you need to straighten that chenille to keep it in line with the tail, go ahead and do that. For the main chenille, we're just going to be using a silver crystal chenille. I'm just going to take a piece of that and tie the tag end at the head and wrap the chenille the rest of the way down to the other chenille on the tail. Once you got that nice and tight, bring the thread back up to the head. And now we're going to start wrapping that silver chenille. Just nice tight wraps, make sure to keep tension on it so it doesn't come loose. You want to keep it a nice even taper across the whole body. Take your time if you need to. I'm going to use the rotary function of the vise to get this the rest of the way up to the head. And now we're going to use our thread to tie this down. Just sneak that thread in and tie it down nice and tight. Give it 3 or 4 really good wraps before you let go. Do a wrap in front of the chenille and then cut that off. So that's the main part of our body. Now we're going to take the pink chenille and just stretch it across to create a belly. What I like to do is I like to twist that a few times. You don't have to, but it just gives it a nice look and it's easier to keep it together. So just pull that across to the pink of the head, and then we're going to tie that down nice and tight. Make sure to keep it straight as you do that. Give it a few good wraps of thread to tie it tight. And then you can clip that off. And now we're going to whip finish. I'm just going to do a 5 or 6 turn whip finish. Hold the thread tight and clip it off. So this is a really cool little bait fish pattern. There's just something really cool about having a belly that goes all the way across the jig from the head, across the body, and through the tail. I really love tying the simplified version when you're not good at weaving a body or braiding a body. This is just a really easy way to get started and it's highly effective. You can tie it in any color you want to match the bait fish in your area, or you can just tie to cool colors like this. As I said before, this is one of my favorite color combinations. The silver and pink just looks incredible and the fish love it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like and subscribe.